Organizing in the Delta was one of the most educational things you could do, because the Delta had a majority black population. It had a very distinct pattern of rural African American culture, and not just a religious culture, not just a musical culture, but a whole series of cultural retentions which came straight out of Africa. So if you're interested in that aspect of the black experience, it was a fascinating place to be. The people were very, very poor and among the most oppressed in the nation. Well-intentioned and totally misinformed people would tell us before we went down that they're very, very slow, that they have been so degraded by the humiliation of apartheid and the racial protocols of white supremacy, that they have become inert, that they are sambos, that you couldn't organize politics among them, that they didn't know how to resist. They had internalized and accepted the racist and demeaning definitions of themselves that white Southern racism had imposed on them. So it was a waste of time to go there to try to organize anything. We got there and we discovered this distinctive culture of survival and resistance. We discovered an extremely resourceful and courageous and heroic people who had been resisting all along, contrary to the myth, and who had paid huge prices in blood for that. There's hardly a family that didn't know somebody who had been lynched. The stories that I could tell you of the history of the oppression that they went through was both chilling and inspiring. And these are ordinary people who have not a great deal of formal education, but with resources of wisdom, with resources of courage, of decency, of nobility. They educated and instructed us. And not just us, doctoral candidates from Ivy League universities of the white persuasion who would come down. And in a month they were sounding like a Delta Negro, talking that way, imitating the speech patterns of the folk, imitating the styles of the folk. It was a remarkable educational experience.